India and Pakistan have exchanged fire across the line dividing the disputed Himalayan region of Kashmir on Saturday and Sunday, killing 9 civilians and soldiers, according to authorities in both countries. This is a report in the Washington Post. It was one of the deadliest consequences this year of the line of control, the highly militarized frontier where soldiers from the two countries regularly trade small arms and artillery fire. The barrage came amidst a tension increase between the two nuclear-armed rivals. So, just to set this up a little bit, as we've been covering, and we know a couple of months ago, the BJP far-right Hindutva government of Narendra Modi scrapped the provision in the Indian constitution going back to the days of Nehru, which allowed for essentially a certain degree of cultural autonomy in Kashmir. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that. Kashmir already has been, for decades, maybe the most militarized place on earth. And regularly, the Indian military subjected local populations to significant, really, really horrifying and systemic rights abuses. And I won't actually spell them out here, but people can look them up. And very, 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 very vicious stuff. And then you have a small part of Kashmir that is in possession of Pakistan. And this is another source of tension between Pakistan and India. I'm assuming everybody knows that it was one country before partition, right? And partition after independence from the British Empire. Partition happened. It created Pakistan as a Muslim state, theoretically a Muslim democracy, but one to sort of protect the identity of Muslims. There's been a long-standing conflict in India between a tradition of pluralism that reflects the unbelievable sort of diversity and democracy of India, and then a far-right current that is rooted, like all fascism, in an imagined past and actually borrowed freely both from Israeli nationalism and Hitlerian politics. When you go to the RSS is the paramilitary non-governmental organization that basically is an umbrella for the BJP political party, of which Modi is a part of. You go back to 2002, Modi, at the very least, negligent, almost certainly, in my opinion, complicit in a mass murder of Muslims that took thousands of people's lives in a matter of hours. So this remains the most likely place on earth for there to be a nuclear exchange. The Pakistanis definitely have supported terrorist groups inside Kashmiri areas, and they definitely, even going back to most horrifically, the attack on the Oberoi Hotel in 2018, where a group of Pakistani gunmen basically went through the streets of Mumbai, machine gunning people to death, and then took over the Oberoi Hotel and just tried to basically kill as many people as possible. That was almost certainly conducted with the support active of Pakistani intelligence. So this is the context of what's happening now. And even as we have this playing out, Narendra Modi is still globally feted. He recently was rewarded recognition from the Gates Foundation for, in fact, a very successful initiative he oversaw in India for clean toilets across the country. It's true and a success of the government. While Erdogan is ethnically cleansing Kurds, it would be a weird time to, award him for like a successful anti-smoking initiative. That would be the pretty direct analogy. Here's a photo. I don't know where this was taken. Tony Blair, who
was taken in hell.
Tony Blair. I mean, look, Tony Blair was the point person for hack liberals in the United States who had all the same bloodlust, but just didn't want to support George W. Bush because the guy was so stupid. And Tony Blair came along and he pronounced the Arabic names correctly in his Regency drama accent. And he made the human rights case for the invasion of Iraq, the human rights case to remove Saddam Hussein, an invasion that culminated conservatively in hundreds of thousands of civilians' deaths, soldiers' deaths, displacement, civil war, everything else. Tony Blair has worked for the Saudis, for, I believe, the Kazakh government. He's advised General al-Sisi. He is nothing more than at home in the world of oligarchs and dictators in his post-premiership. Here he is with Narendra Modi, Condoleezza Rice, John Howard, the Australian Iraq invasion backer, some guy I don't recognize. Who's the guy between Howard and Rice? Do you know who that is?
Is it Gates?
Oh yeah, Robert Gates, the former CIA director under
you know what these people call themselves?
And Henry Kissinger, of course.
This is the J.P. Morgan International Council.
Oh my God.
So
Yep.
guess you need to.
Yep.
If that's-
Tony Blair immediately went on the J.P. Morgan board. I think he also advises a Hennessy Moet. So he's got
All of these
cool,
banks should be nationalized.
all of these banks should be nationalized, and all of these people should be.
Executives
I'm not a
arrested.
prison abolitionist. Lock them up. Lock them up. Lock them up.
If that's not a cursed name and image, I don't know what is.
Sorry, I should have warned everybody before showing a clip of Damien.
Yeah, that needed a trigger warning.
Right.